Nintendo's eShop has been littered with trash. I am talking shovelware, spam games, fake games, games that pose as other games, games that pose as sequels of other games. A lot of it involves AI, and all of it just involves garbage. It's just garbage games that really don't provide any value to anybody. And while it is fair to say that a lot of digital storefronts like the Xbox and PlayStation digital ecosystems, while it is fair to point out that those are also suffering from spam games, I think Nintendo has it the worst. I don't know why. I guess that's just my opinion. I seem to hear about this problem a lot more with the Nintendo eShop, and I have made a ton of videos talking about this very big problem that never seems to go away, and that has led to a lot of people maybe thinking that there is a problem with maybe some of the policies and rules on the Nintendo eShop. And you see, it turns out those maybe have been fixed, and this actually may have been fixed on day one of the Switch 2. Now, for clarification, the Switch 2 came out June 5th. It is now July 14th. It's about a month and a half later, and we have gotten this article from IGN, and I have linked it in the description. It is a lot more than just an opinion piece. They've actually reached out to a lot of developers who kind of have insider knowledge of the policies of the Switch 2 eShop, and, well, it turns out a lot of things have changed, and probably for the better, probably to get rid of all of the gross, awful spam. This is a complete W, and it's only an L for the shovelware makers. Now, one very small but also very big detail here is that for some reason it looks like these policy changes have, as of right now, only occurred in Asia. It is not applying to Europe and America. I don't know why, but if a lot of consumers and a lot of gamers like these policy changes, maybe they will also come to those other regions. So, this article says that IGN has spoken to multiple developers with access to the Nintendo Switch eShop developer and publishing portal, who they say have shown us a new set of guidelines for publishing games on the Switch 2 eShop, specific to the platform's storefronts in Japan and other regions of Asia. Critically, these rules seem to include attempts at curbing the flow of slop, reducing the amount of adult content recommended on the front pages, and making the Switch 2 eShop storefront at least more user-friendly than its predecessor, the Switch 1. Now, they do go on to give a few different examples, but basically it sounds like Nintendo is tackling the content of quote-unquote sensitive content. There are specific things now that developers have to follow in order to not damage Nintendo's reputation by not having games on the storefront that are, well, bad, basically, and also to avoid games that have hate and discrimination and overly adult content. That's the one that sticks out to me because, yeah, that is, well, that was a definite problem on the Switch 1 eShop. But overall, to summarize, it says that for the new rules, it says the guidelines, which did take effect on June 5th, the day of the Switch 2's launch, cover a wide range of topics, which include how game bundles can be sold, restrictions on sensitive content, prohibitions on inaccurate product descriptions, and when and how product information can be updated. Yeah, and some of this is just to battle the exploitation of the system. Like, beyond just shovelware crap games, it was kind of more than that. A lot of these developers, if you could even call them that, were promoting these games by exploiting rules. Like, I think bundles were kind of one way they did it. They would also lower the price. Like, the games would always be on, a crazy discount just to make them, appear at the first page of the eShop. So it sounds like a lot of this is also to combat that. That is very good. IGN did say that they have spoken to multiple developers and they all say the same things about this guideline. So basically they have gotten multiple sources that have confirmed that all of this is correct. It does say that everyone we spoke to seemed to think that the new guidelines were created at least in part due to concerns about slop. However, their opinions on the efficacy of those guidelines varied. So yeah, we will have to see actually how effective these guidelines are at combating slop. Overall, this is an absolute step in the right direction, but right now it looks like it is only for Asia. I hope it does apply to the whole world very soon.